Hi everybody, this is Cindy from Ideas Times 2. Welcome back to our channel. Today I have part 2 of a do journal tutorial, how to make the cover of a hardcover back-to-back journal. So this is what it looks like from the top. The front opens up and the back of the front journal, when you flip it over, becomes the back of the other journal. And you can do this very simply with cardstock. Just fold and fold and make a very simple journal. Or you can be a lot more elaborate, much more like the one that I did here. And if you haven't seen part 1 and you're interested in making one, please check that out. So what we're going to do today, well, let's start with kind of a recap of what I've done since the last time. And I haven't done a whole lot, but I did add a little bit of trim on both the front and the back front. And on the original journal, I had covered this with paper. I didn't like it. And I didn't like it from the beginning, but I didn't necessarily want fabric as my end paper, and so I gave that a shot, and the more I thought about it, the more I didn't like it. So I covered that with fabric and then also put some trim on here so that it literally is a mirror of the other side. And I reinforced the center here and put end paper, just a solid color end paper here. And then today we're going to finish up both sides of the journal. So, excuse the cat. Out of the way, Lizzie girl. Out of the way. She wanted to play with the elastic. She thinks it's time for dinner, so she's may come back and forth here trying to get my attention a number of times during this video. So what I wanted to do with this journal and the idea I had in mind, I've never seen anybody do before, and so I'm kind of muddling my way through this. But most do journals, the back-to-back, are literally just a journal on one side and then a journal on the other. I wanted to do something different, and I was thinking that if I were traveling and I wanted to take a journal with me, which I normally do, I like to journal when I travel, I might like something a little different. And so that's kind of where my thought process is going. So I put some holes here to do a literal traveler's notebook. And I'm going to go ahead and put, and just with 2 signatures, and I'm going to put the elastic through here. And I cut way too much, but you know, that's okay. And but that's okay. Normally I do traveler's notebooks with 3 notebooks, as I think most of us do. But I just wanted 2 for this one. It's not, you know, it's just a 3/4 inch spine. And so I'm going to literally have just 2 elastics in here rather than the normal 3, or actually the normal 4 you would have with a 4, or with a 3 signature. And so I just wove that through and have both my ends here, and I'm going to tie them in a knot down here on the bottom, just kind of your standard square knot. And then trim my elastics. Maybe trim that a little close, but I think that'll be okay. And I made 2 11-page signatures, and just with coordinating papers, lots of strawberries in here. a little bit of everything, and I just did a 3-hole pamphlet stitch on that, and so these will slide in here so that if I use this on more than one vacation, I can take these out and replace them with new papers for each trip. And I think I need to trim those more, but I'll do that later. So that would be the one side of my journal. So one side is done. So now I need to do the other side, and go ahead and take these out just to make it a little easier to work with. Put those off to the side. Now what I want to do on the back is a little different, and I'm not sure it's going to work. So if it doesn't work, you'll never see this video, obviously. But I'm going to reinforce my spine. Let's start with that, and I'm just using brown packing tape, brown paper tape. I'm going to do is make sure that it's a little long. Make sure it's the right size. I think I'll trim it a little bit more. I do have lots of rulers. I could actually be measuring things instead of eyeballing it, but okay, that's about right. I'm going to put it in the center, and then using my bone folder, put it down there in the creases. Make sure it still feels good. Got a nice fold. So that's the first step, and then now comes the part that I'm a little insecure about. So what I want to do is put accordion folds here, and then kind of make flips of envelopes. So what I need, I already have my paper cut, hopefully, to the right size. And so I'm leaving a little bit of room, about 1/4 of an inch on the top and the bottom. And so this is going to go here, but I'm going to make some accordion folds. We'll see how this works. I've not done a tester of this. So I need to leave about an inch on each side so that I can glue it down. So I'm going to make my first fold on the inch, and every 1/2 inch I'm going to score it. I've thought about this a lot, but I haven't tried it, so we'll see how it works. Okay, I need one more. And I want 4. folds. So we're going to see. We're going to see if my experiment is going to work. I've done this kind of thing for a lap book, but I've not done this for a journal. And I guess in some ways, by doing this in my Do-a-Do journal, it's kind of like a lap book, I guess. So there's 3 folds. Pleats, and there's the 4th one. So like that, and I'm going to, like I said, this is a complete experiment. I have no idea if this is going to work as well in real life as it does in my head. So I'm going to glue my folds together. And I'm just using Fabri-Tac. You could use just about anything, any kind of glue for this, since you're using, since it's just paper. You know, glue stick. My favorite glue stick, I like Gorilla Glue and Oohoo. Are my 2 favorite glue sticks. All right, so So on the bottom, you should have a couple of inches that now I'll be able to glue down to my spine. And I made a whole bunch of things. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use, but I have like a paper bag, and I thought I would attach it, you know, like this, and then it could be used to put in receipts and postcards or ephemera that you get when you're traveling, right? So I made a couple of different you know, envelopes and paper bags that are embellished to go with my strawberry theme, and a couple of envelopes, and we're going to see how this works. If it doesn't work, you know, I'm at a place I can still tear stuff out if I don't like it, so it's not too big of a deal, right? And make sure I have this all go in the right direction. Okay, I need to make sure that I have it lined up pretty well. I'm going to have to score it again to make sure that it folds. Down in the crease. Okay. Whoops, got a little crooked on that one. Okay. Make sure and press that down really well. And it folded okay, but I feel like I didn't really get into those grooves all that well. Make sure everything is pressed and glued down really well. I don't want it to come loose. All right. So far, so good. This is not how I normally operate. I always like to have an example of the finished product before I start working, but I didn't with this one for, I don't know, I think it's the end of the school year. Yesterday was literally my last day of work for the next 3 weeks. And I just so excited to be done with work for a little while that I just wanted to work on this project. All right, so I think the next thing I would like to do maybe is my end papers. And I need to decide. I've got some of this, which I like, or I have the plain red, like on this side. And I'm going to put a pocket here, I think, because that's just a little plain, a little boring. But so I don't know if I want the end papers to be the same on all 3 sides, or have both of these with the plaid, and so they look on the inside more like 2 separate books. It's kind of what I'm thinking. So I also have an envelope. I have not embellished yet or anything, but I think I'm going to put on here, so this side really doesn't matter too much. But I think I might go with the plaid. So I need to cut another piece down to the right size. Make sure I'm good on both sides. And can use the same size on each side. So far, I'm pretty pleased with how this is turning out. I've made smaller do-si-do, or do-a-do, I should be more correct, I guess. but I think this is 8.5. But I've not made a hardcover before. So I'm really pleased that it's 5 1/4. That it's turned out so well. Okay, so put the end papers down and then put my envelopes in there, and you know, you can see I've got some plates to put on the cover. For one side, I think it'll be on this side, it says create, the other side it says journal. And I don't think I'm going to embellish the front covers, I should say, too much, simply because you don't want one side to be so thick, three-dimensional, that you can't actually write. So I think I'm just going to do something very simple, and my closure is going to be just elastic. So for my end papers, I'm just using a nice weighted scrapbook paper. Using Fabri-Tac again, of course. It looks like I'm putting more glue on than I am. I mean, it's pretty well covered, but it's not oozy. I'm lining up my paper with the center on the spine there, to make sure that my line across the top and the bottom is the same going across. Oh, excuse me, Lizzie, am I in your way? Don't step on that, it'll stick to your feet. I hope everybody's doing well and maybe has plans for a vacation coming up, especially since I know most of us haven't left the house much in the last 16 months. That where you live, the restrictions have been lifted, and you're vaccinated and able to get out and about safely. I think a lot of people are planning on vacationing, because when I started to look for to make travel plans, a lot of places were booked and tickets sold out, and that's, I think, is awesome. I know the travel industry and hotels and restaurants have had a hard year, and so to see people coming back is really heartwarming. Okay. All right, so there's my basic construction, and this is a real, intended to be a real traveler's notebook, that on the one side you'll have a place for your journal, and on the other side for all the ephemera that you pick up while you're traveling. And so here's all the stuff. So I was thinking of putting this over here, but I'm going to put this on last because I want to make sure it doesn't get too thick. It's not too full, but this is the plan anyway, to have, I was thinking of like brochures would fit in this one. And then all of these can just be glued down to the folds. And I made more than I probably will use, but like this I think would be good here. And I've been, I don't know, making a lot of strawberry things the last few weeks. I think this is my 4th strawberry project, and I've got one more that I've already started, but I've kind of put it off to the side because I don't know, that might be one too many. Even though they've sold well in the shop, in our Etsy shop. And with the accordion folds, one thing that's nice is you can put things on both sides, and it kind of hides the black paper, or black in my case. You can use whatever kind of paper you want. But so there's one flip, and you know, this one obviously the top is open, but not everything that I made is open. I have like this, which has a closure. It's a graphic 45 policy envelope. And come on, there we go. And so I know the alphabets would be going the wrong direction, but I wanted to be able to open it from the side. So I can put that here. And then I made some smaller things. And I'm going to go ahead and put these in off camera. And I will be back shortly to show you the finished product. All right, I think I'm done. So I didn't think anybody'd want to watch me glue envelopes down to my accordion fold, so I finished that and did a couple of other little things off camera. And so here's my finished project. So on one side it says journal, on the other side it says create. My closure is just an elastic, so that you know, especially if you're traveling, it'll be easy, easy on, easy off. You don't have to fuss with tying anything or with funky closures. So I added some charms here on the side. I didn't want to do anything like a tassel or anything. If you're traveling and putting this in a bag and taking it out, I thought that would be a hassle. So just some charms, a little strawberry charm. And on that inside, I thought this page was kind of just blank as an end paper, so I added a tuck spot and a large tag with a strawberry clip for a little topper there. And then my 2 signatures. And something I had wanted to mention, I did a 3-hole pamphlet stitch to tie these together, but if you don't want to do that, in a traveler's notebook, I think it's fine, and actually might even be preferable not to do that, not to sew it together at all. That way you can take papers out and add papers as you're traveling. That might be a nice way to do that, and the elastic will hold the papers in there fine without them being bound together. So that is something to think about. On the other side, then what I did was I added a pocket to the front and put a postcard in there, and I had to do something because I accidentally tore the paper right up here in the corner, and I didn't want to take it out. And well, actually I didn't have enough left of the plaid to take it out and put it back, so that was my solution for my little mess up there. But then on my accordion folds, I put this policy envelope, this bag, had a Panera cookie in it at one time, another little bag that I've closed with another strawberry clip, another paper bag, policy envelope, and some little tiny envelopes. And one thing I need to do to those, I think they need closures, and I'm going to use just Velcro. Maybe they're sticking to my nails. Let's see. Put it's a little big. Cut these in half. There we go, that's better. The other one on this side. Keep those closed. And I have one opening towards the top and the other one opening on the side. And then I put a large envelope on the back. And I think I'm done. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do with it. I'm going on vacation in, I don't know, soon. And maybe I'll take it with me. Maybe I'll put it in the Etsy shop. I don't know, but I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. So the do-a-do or do-si-do or back-to-back journal hardcover, not too difficult to make, and I hope you give it a try. If you do, please let us know how it went. Take some pictures, put it on our Facebook page. If you are not a subscriber already, please hit the subscribe button. We love our subscribers and are so appreciative of everybody who stuck with us through the last couple of years as we've embarked on this journey. Check out our Etsy shop. The link is below. And if you want to be notified on our new videos, just click on the bell and you'll get notifications every time we have a new video. And give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I think that's it, other than to have a really, really good rest of your weekend and have a fantastic summer. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.